In the vast landscape of video games, few titles has managed to capture the delicate balance between exhilarating gameplay and profound emotional storytelling. At the time of writing this essay, Ghost of Yotei was recently released. I have yet to play it, but I've decided to go back to my back catalog and play Ghost of Tsushima. Originally released by Sucker Punch Productions on July 17th of 2020, this game is a masterpiece if you were to ask me. Set against the beautiful backdrop of 13th century Tsushima Island during the Mongol invasion, the game tells the story of Jin Sakai. He's a samurai forced to confront the limits of tradition, the weight of legacy, and the cost of survival. But what elevates Ghost of Tsushima beyond a historic action game is how its emotional core is seamlessly woven into the gameplay. This creates an experience that is not only cinematic, but is deeply human. I could seriously relate to Jin Sakai. I'm Sneaky Pat, and this is my essay for Ghost of Tsushima.
What can I say?
So at the heart of Ghost of Tsushima, there lies a question that resonates far beyond the battlefield. What does it mean to protect what you love when the rules you've lived by no longer apply? Jin Sakai, he begins his journey as a noble samurai, trained in a code of honor passed down by his uncle, Lord Samurai. But when the Mongol invasion shatters the island's defense and threatens its people, Jin is forced to adapt tactics that portray his upbringing. Theft, deception, assassinations. These aren't just gameplay mechanics. There are moral dilemmas as a samurai. Every time you choose to strike from the shadows instead of facing the enemy head on, you feel the weight of Jin's internal conflict. The game doesn't just tell you he's torn, it makes you live that tension, and it's felt throughout the whole game. What makes Ghost of Tsushima so powerful is how it uses gameplay to express emotion. The combat is fluid and cinematic, but it's also intimate. Duels are not just fights. There are conversations and steel. Each one is telling a story of pride, vengeance, or sorrow. Every duelist understands the gravity of the situation. It is a matter of life and death. This could potentially be the final duel. The standoff mechanic, where Jin challenges enemies to a one-on-one duel. It's a nod to his samurai roots. But as the game progresses, you are often forced to abandon these honorable confrontations in favor of stealth and other ways that aren't the ways of the samurai. This shift, it isn't just strategic, it's symbolic. It mirrors Jin's transformation from samurai to ghost, from warrior of tradition to protector of the people at any cost. Even the world itself is a character. The wind guides you instead of a waypoint marker, reinforcing the ideal that Jin is being led by something greater. His purpose, his ancestors, his guilt. Foxes lead you to shrines for certain upgrades. Birds lead you to secrets, and every corner of the island is just drenched in atmosphere. The golden fields, the crimson leaves, and even the snow-covered peaks of Kamyagata. It just all evokes a sense of beauty. You really don't want to use the fast travel that is available because the exploration becomes meditation. The world doesn't just serve the story, it is the story at times. What makes Ghost of Tsushima so relatable is its emotional honesty. Jin's journey is one of grief, identity, and sacrifice. He loses friends, betrays family, and questions everything he once believed in. These are not foreign concepts. As I said before, they're deeply human. I found myself reflecting on my own life. The times I've had to break from tradition, stand alone because people didn't want to change some old ways, or make impossible choices for what I believed was the greater good. Jin's struggle is my struggle, but magnified through the lens of war and honor. The supporting cast add further emotion to death. Yuna, the thief who saved Jin's life, become his moral compass. They clash a lot, but their bond is one of mutual respect and survival. Characters like Sensei, Lady Moscow, and Nor each carry their own burdens. And their side quests are not just filtered. No, They're emotional arcs that enrich the world and challenge Jen's worldview. I will argue that the side missions, at times, they hold greater significance to Jen's story than the main story. By the end of the game, I was faced with a choice that encapsulates everything Ghost of Tsushima stands for: honor or love, tradition or truth. It's a moment that lingers long after the credits roll. This is why I just had to do an essay after beating the game, and then playing the DLC that I just won't talk about. But that too is great. This game doesn't offer a right answer. It offers a mirror, and in that mirror, I see not just Jen Sakai, but I see myself. In this medium of video games, it is often dominated by spectacle. Ghost of Tsushima dares to be introspective. It reminds us that strength is not just in the sword, but it's in the soul. That sometimes, to protect what matters most, we must become something new, something feared, something legendary. For me, that's what makes Ghost of Tsushima unforgettable, not just as a game, but as a story that lives on in the hearts of those who've walked this windswept path. This concludes the essay. If you have followed thus far, I would like to express my gratitude and kindly request that you subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Additionally, I am also curious to know if you have played Ghost of Tsushima, and if you have, how did it make you feel? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, I'm Sneaky Pat, and I encourage you to never stop gaming.
What can I say?